Welcome to this edition of Chelmsford High School's Lions Pride. I'm Steve Murray, principal of Chelmsford High School. Each month we celebrate 2 seniors from each house. We recognize these students for their academic success as well as their countless activities and programs that these students participate in that make Chelmsford High School one of the best high schools in the state. This recognition and show would not be possible without the generosity and support of the Chelmsford Rotary Club. They have sponsored this program for over 30 years. So without further ado, let's meet our deans and our students of the month. Now I'd like to introduce the Dean of Whittier House, John McIsaac, to talk about his students of the month.
Thank you, Principal Murray. My first student of the month is Elizabeth Onyeabor, also known as Lily to many at the high school. She's currently enrolled in Senior Odyssey, Pre-Calculus, ASL 2 Honors, Studio Art 2, Digital Music, and Advanced Physical Education. Lily is involved in many extracurricular activities at the high school. She's a member of the ASL Club, the American Sign Language Club. She is a CHS mentor for the Freshman Mentor Program. She's been involved with the cheer team, and she's the secretary of the Black Student Union. Outside of school, she volunteers at her local church. She's employed at Dunkin' Donuts, which she's working tomorrow. Go visit her. And then she also spends a lot of time listening to music and watching shows and interpreting that stuff into sign language, that language. Next year, she's uncertain where she's going to be attending a school, but she has a long list of schools, including Gallaudet University down in D.C., Framingham State, University of New Hampshire, and others, with the hope to study sign language and eventually be an interpreter. Welcome, Lily.
Thank you.
Lily, we're going to start, there's a lot of different things we want to discuss, but let's start with the Black Student Union. So you and some fellow students here at the high school started this club last year.
Yes.
And it's really got off the ground running. It's been a very supportive environment for our students of color and also really all of our students to work with and have a place of comfort and a voice for people. Tell us about that so far and like what your experience has been.
So my freshman year coming into the school, we didn't have this, obviously. And some of the upperclassmen that I knew were talking about creating a club, and I was like, oh, POC Unity would sound like a really good name. And then they're like, yeah, that's good, we need to talk to somebody. And then nothing happened, they graduated. And then a few years later, Sharon Kansa, our president, she came into the school, new from Lowell, and immediately just talked to Dean Blagg and got it running. So we now have our Black Student Union. It's a place for all the Black students at our school to come together, talk with people who are like them, have similar experiences, things like that. You know, just like chill out with people who know from experience.
Okay. At this point, like how often are you meeting? And like what are some things you've done? I know you've done some activities, some events. Like tell us what we've done.
We meet every Tuesday during Pride, if Pride allows us. And we've had a movie night event. We've had a Jubilee event, which is based off of a YouTube channel where they have a spectrum from like strongly agree to strongly disagree. And we give out a prompt and then they stand like on which side they think they're on.
Yeah.
And that was really popular. We hope to do that again very soon. And we hope to have some more events like a cookout.
Good. Yeah. You're running out of time, so we got to get all the stuff on the schedule. We got a few months left here. ASL, obviously something you're incredibly passionate about. Did you know anything about ASL before you started school here at CHS?
Yes, actually.
And then, like, how have you chose that as a direction?
So growing up, I had an aunt who used to babysit me and my brothers, and she was deaf. And we didn't know any sign language. We communicated with gestures and like a lot of like, oh, I'll just call my dad. And eventually I started to like search up on YouTube, like basic signs, things like that. And I would teach myself. I'd have my friends like, give me a word and I'll see if I can sign it. And then I got to high school my freshman year and saw posters for the ASL club. I was like, this is great. I get to finally use all these things I've been teaching myself. And then it eventually turned into a class. I was like, this is great. I can drop my Spanish and I can finally learn. And then Mrs. Ellis was like, no, you cannot drop your Spanish. And I was like, okay. And then now I'm taking ASL 2, which is great, a great opportunity. And Miss Dick, our English coordinator, gave me some papers, which made me think, wow, I can really turn this into a career. And it inspired me to want to become an interpreter.
And you alluded to this. Miss Dick gave you the papers right before COVID, right?
Yes.
Personally, when like all that stuff with COVID started to happen, all the newscasts and like the governor speaking and the president, that's when I really felt like interpreters were becoming more present. Because like they're not always around, but now I feel, and it wasn't because of COVID, but like as the times have changed, right, and we're becoming more inclusive, the interpreter's been more present with all that
Right.
stuff. And now you see them in all the major speaking events, whether it's political or other things, which is really cool. So it'd be really neat to see you on TV someday.
Maybe one day. Maybe we'll see.
Well, Bestie, our time is up. So I'd like to say that congratulations on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, which sponsored this, and on behalf of the Chelmsford High Administration, thank you for being one of the Students of the Month. We're so proud of you.
Thank you so much.
I'd like to turn it back to Dean Magazic to introduce the other Student of the Month from Whittier.
Thank you, Principal Murray. Our next student of the month is Ryan Clark. Ryan is currently enrolled in Senior Odyssey, Quantitative Reasoning, Calculus, Reality Check, Holocaust and Genocide, in Techniques and Principles and Athletic Training. Ryan is a member of the National Honor Society and the Spanish National Honor Society. Ryan's participated on the varsity football team the past 3 years and also on the varsity baseball team, currently going through tryouts. He's got a big scrimmage today. This year he was recognized as the defensive MVP for the Chelmsford High School football team that was very successful this fall, made a nice run into the playoffs. He was also recognized as second team all-conference player. Ryan is on the Dean's Council at the high school, where it's a collection of students at the high school from all grades, ages, all different things that provide input to us to kind of shape the school to what it is. And his voice, which isn't always the loudest or most frequent, is definitely heard. He's a man who does his thinking before his speaking. He's a member of the Freshman Mentors. And then also outside of school, he works at Summer Street Grocers and done a lot of community service work. He's raised money for Toys for Tots and Table of Plenty, and also did a lot of work this fall with the Pop Warner football program, which he talked to us about the other day at the breakfast. The community thanks you for that. I know you don't hear that enough, but thank you.
Thank you.
Next year, Ryan plans to attend Western New England University to study biomedical engineering and continue his football career. Welcome, Ryan.
Thank you.
We'll kind of work from the bottom up. So the other morning, you talked to us about your community service and how really, obviously, you raised a lot of money for a couple different groups. And then this past fall, you did a ton of work and spent a lot of time with the Pop Warner program. Kind of tell the community about that and kind of why you did that and what was the benefit of it.
So I'll start off with Table of Plenty. Table of Plenty, my grandmother is on the board there, and I heard that the food supply was running low, and I decided to step in and raise money for that. So I raised over $1,800 for that throughout like Facebook, just asking friends and family. And then Toys for Tots was another thing. My dad's Marine, and it's a Marine-run organization. So I raised $2,000 for that with a classmate of mine. And we went out, shopped a bunch of toys, things in need, and we attended the banquet that gave them out to toys, a bunch of kids, and it was really like heartwarming, like knowing that kids are like
Absolutely.
enjoying that. So it was really good to see that.
And then Pop Warner.
Yeah,
This
and then
fall.
Pop Warner. So I played football my whole life. This is my 13th year of football, and I've been all the way through Pop Warner. And my little brother is on the 8th grade team, and my dad's the coach. So they needed help. They split us 2 teams. They have so much kids, which is a great thing to have. So they needed coaches, and I'm like, I'll step in, teach the kids young, and then hopefully like get them ready for high school, get the plays like installed to them, which is nice. And a bunch of fellow classmates and stuff went to that, and it was 4 days a week during the summer. During that, it was like 6 to 8, a lot of time getting to know the kids, which is nice. And a lot of them call me their big brother now, which is nice, which is a fun thing.
Yeah, and you commented like after the games, like when you came off the field, it was just so nice to see them, which is like people don't understand that feeling. It is a good feeling.
Yeah, it is very nice.
That's really neat. Obviously, very good in the classroom, National Honor Society, Spanish Honor Society, and then on the field. Tell us about your football experience here, your connections you made, and also in baseball as the season's ramping up here.
Yep. So football, our coaches are great. My freshman year, they had a whole new coaching program come in. All the coaches left, and then whole new coaches have came in. They're all great coaches. Love them all. Coach Kuchu was my favorite one. Defense coordinator, great guy. And then Coach Peterson really changed his program around, which is nice. Great team. I grew up with all these kids my whole life playing, which is nice. And then
Baseball.
yeah, baseball tryouts finished yesterday, which is nice. Today we were scrimmage against Bedford, New Hampshire. It's gonna be a good time. JV and varsity's going. It's gonna be good.
That's awesome. Western New England, biomedical engineering.
Yep.
What kind of led you in that direction, engineering, and also like obviously I'm not sure you continue to play football as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so my dad's an engineer, and seeing what he does kind of like led me to that direction. And then I combined all the math and the science and the stuff that I'm good at. I combined those into one major, and I got biomedical engineering. Awesome. And then I was looking into the field you can go out of that, and prosthetics really interest me. Yeah. So I want to like design prosthetics for kids, people in need, which is really
that's awesome.
Nice.
Oh. Well, our time is up. So on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, I say congratulations. On behalf of the Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations. And being Whittier Students of the Month, we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
Best of luck this year. And now I'd like to introduce Dean Josh Black from Hawthorne House. Introduce Hawthorne Students of the Month.
Thanks, Principal Murray. I'm really excited to introduce Amelia Kelly as one of our Hawthorne Students of the Month for March. Amelia is a tremendous student athlete here at Chelmsford High School, great larger-than-life personality, excellent student. She's been heavily involved in not only sports, but also clubs, and really has invested herself in all aspects. She's a 3-sport captain of cross-country, indoor track or winter track, and lacrosse. She's going to be moving on to play lacrosse at Iona College and hopes to study entrepreneurship perhaps in the future. But one of the things that makes her special is she really connects people and really brings a positive vibration to the school. Congratulations, Amelia.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah.
So we were just talking about lacrosse before the camera started rolling. What do you look forward? What is the team looking forward to, and what do you think the results will be this year?
Well, I'm really excited. The team's looking awesome. It's one of the best teams. Chemistry is amazing. We just made the teams yesterday. Actually, tryouts finally ended. Thank goodness. And it was so much fun. We have a lot of people a lot of freshmen that are coming on the team, which I'm really excited to play with. And just a lot of girls who are really passionate about it this year. And I think we're really going to have like a really good offense has always been kind of our struggle, and I think it's looking really good this year from what I've seen. So I can't wait.
You've been involved in a lot of different things. One of the programs that you've been heavily involved in is our PAVE program. Can you talk a little bit about the program and how, I know you've benefited those students in there, but what has it given to you as a person?
Yeah, the PAVE program is like one of my favorite things I've done throughout high school. It's awesome. I started it this year. Every C block I go in there and I just hang out with the kids. And so there's Ms. Furtado's class and Ms. Deegan's class. And when I come in, they're usually doing like literature, math, social skills in Ms. Furtado's class, and then in Ms. Deegan's class, it's more math. So I kind of however I'm feeling, like I kind of switch off. Sometimes they're delivering newspapers in the morning, and these kids are amazing. Oh my gosh, you really can't have a bad day when you go in there. Like sometimes, like just the stress of life and everything, you can come in. Like sometimes I'll come in and I'll just be all kind of like thrown off, but you come in there and Mackenzie gives you a big hug, and Arthur's asking you about your weekend, and you really can't. It reminds you of just like the simple things in life and how awesome like it is to be a part of the community, and it really make you like think like you got to kind of take a step back sometimes, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Dean Black mentioned at the beginning here that you're interested in entrepreneurship. That's fantastic. What got you interested in that, and is there a goal later on in life that you're looking at?
Yeah, well, actually, I was applying, and I was thinking of going into business. Like, besides, I was just gonna go undecided. I like to keep myself busy for sure, and I really have no idea what I want to do in life right now. But I saw entrepreneurship when I was applying, and I was like, that sounds really fun. And I'm in Mr. Shoop's like Money Smart class, and I really like learning about like. I'm a big Shark Tank fan.
Yeah, that is a great show.
Yeah, but I love the whole just being involved. I think it's a very broad thing, and learning how to invest and learning how to be a part of many different careers. I think that'd be really fun. And I'm kind of just whatever can keep me most busy, and I can kind of explore many different options is, I'd say, the major for me. But yeah, I'm really excited.
Good for you. Well, our time is up. 5 minutes went by really quick.
That was quick, yeah.
It was quick. So on behalf of the Rotary Club, which sponsors the program, and behalf of the Chelmsford High Administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne Students of the Month.
Really proud of you, Amelia.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for having me.
Best of luck this year. And now we'll go to Dean Black again to introduce the other Student of the Month from Hawthorne.
Thanks, Principal Murray. Really excited and proud to introduce Cole Pelkey as our Hawthorne Student of the Month for March, along with Amelia. Cole is an outstanding kid. He's a really, really hard worker in the classroom. Gives it his all, and it really has made great connections with the staff, and really made himself a big part of our school community. He's an outstanding athlete. He's a 3-sport star. He's a captain of both the golf team and the ice hockey team. He was just recently named the NBC Division I Player of the Year. He was a team MVP. Anything he touches, he goes at it 100% and makes it all the better. He's part of our mentor program, and he's one of our student leaders for our student section called the Tundra. Just a wonderful kid. He's looking to study business next year, maybe UNH, maybe St. A's. We're not sure yet, but we'll be deciding in a few weeks. But wherever he goes, he's going to make a great impact. So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
As Dean Black said, you got some great awards from hockey. And talking to Coach Leonard, he can't say enough about you. So what did the hockey program mean to you, and what did you like so much about it?
It just means everything to me. It's like what I look forward to every year. It's probably the biggest thing I do, the thing I enjoy most. So Coach Leonard's awesome too. He's always teaching us to work hard and be in a close-knit group. So it's always fun.
Yeah.
Good for you. You know, you're one of the students who I see as someone who genuinely enjoys coming to school every day and the relationships that you make. What is it about Chelmsford High School that has made an impact on you?
I think just how you can get involved so easily and find your group by just trying stuff out here, because you have so many options. So you can just really find your thing by trying everything out.
For sure.
When you're going to college next year, what are some of your options, and what are you looking forward to most about going to college?
I'm probably going to play club hockey wherever I go, so I'm looking forward to that. And I'm also looking forward to just meeting new people, making new friends, trying new stuff out, just stuff like that.
That comes naturally to you,
Yeah,
the
take your
friends part.
experience from here and extend it. That's for sure. You've made a lot of great connections with the staff here, coaches and teachers, and you name it. Can you speak to anyone who's made a specifically big impact on you here at Chelmsford High?
Yeah, I could go a few different ways here. I'd say Mrs. Scholz, who left. She left, but she was my plus block teacher, and she was awesome. We got along really well. And also Mr. Whittier, he teaches quantitative reasoning, and he got me into real estate, so I'm pretty interested in that too now.
I can see you doing well there for sure.
Oh, yeah. So if you're looking back, if you were to talk to a freshman, next year's freshman, what advice would you give them?
Definitely just get involved, getting involved in everything, and just trying everything out and seeing where it takes you. Because there's a lot of options here.
Yeah.
What's your greatest memory from high school? And I've had a lot, but what sticks out for you?
I know meeting us was one, but what's another one?
Besides that.
Exactly.
I would just go broad, just hockey in general. Everything hockey, like team dinners, spending time with all the boys. It's just always a good time.
That's great.
Nothing specific, just hanging out with the guys always. It's fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, our time is up. So I'm going to say on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club who sponsored this, and behalf of the Chelmsford High administration, congratulations on being one of Hawthorne Students of the Month. We're proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And now I'd like to introduce Dean McNeil from Emerson House to introduce Emerson Students of the Month.
Our first student of the month this month is Ashleigh Sorbet. Ashleigh, we're so proud of you and glad to have you. A couple of things. Let's talk about your classes. You've taken an extensive amount of different classes from AP to honors. You're doing some, I can't even talk about them all, the techniques in athletic training, mock trial. What class have you taken that has been the most impactful of your high school career?
Definitely mock trial. That was taught by Mr. Cole. And it was one of the classes that I just got like hands-on, like application to like real world, just not really issues, but just techniques. And I got to learn a lot about like public speaking, how to like think on the spot, how important like specific questions is, and how important your words are. And then one of the biggest thing I got out of there was I got to meet with so many lawyers and work with them. And I'm actually doing the internship with one of my lawyers that I worked with.
And you're going to use that next year, right? What are you doing next year?
Yeah, so next year I'm studying international studies, and I plan to, after that, to go to law school. So it was one of those classes that made me see what I wanted to do.
Oh. So looking back at almost 4 years here at high school, what is the one memory that sticks out that you said, I really, really had a great time?
I would definitely say sports. Sports is like just where I feel like I just get, there's so many people that you wouldn't meet otherwise. One that sticks out to me is probably cross country, which is something I kind of impromptu decided to do this year because of Miss Blagg. And those girls they're just so kind, and I love the community that I gained with it, and it was just such a great experience.
I agree with that.
So you've done a lot. You've done soccer. You just talked about cross country. I think you've done, I'm looking here, everything, winter track. outside of sports and outside of your academics, what have you done? Any clubs or activities that have been something you'd recommend to other people?
Well, I mean, I already talked about mock trial. Mock trial is also a club, so that was really fun. I mean, it's not really a club. I like to read, and I think it's really important to like develop things like outside of school, because those are the things that no matter what you always have, and figure out what those hobbies are.
And so, speaking of hobby, as she said, you're so involved outside of school, inside school, and it seems like you got a lot out of your Chelmsford High School experience. What do you see yourself doing? What do you look forward to when you go to Auburn?
Oh, I look forward so much to just getting involved, and like especially to kind of continue what I've learned in like clubs and stuff that I've done here, and be able to do it in a collegiate setting. Like I'm so excited to just kind of dip my toes in like all of those different sort of aspects where I can just kind of take what I've learned and then expand upon it so much more.
I know, again, you've talked about the mock trial and Mr. Cole and stuff, but are there any adults in this building that have helped shape your time here?
I would say Miss Shepherd. Miss Shepherd's my plus block teacher. She's the nicest person ever. I love her so much. She's just a person that like you can go to for literally anything. And there's a couple things that happened this year that she was the person that I just needed to tell. And I know if I have an issue or anything, she's the person I go to no matter what.
Well, believe it or not, our time is up. So on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary, which sponsors the program, and the Chelmsford High administration, congratulations and being one of Emerson House's Students of the Month. Really proud of you.
Congratulations.
Best of luck this year. And I'll turn over to Dean McNeil to introduce the second Student of the Month from Emerson.
Emerson's second Student of the Month for the March is Charlotte Kennedy. Charlotte, we are so glad to have you. Thank you for joining us here today. Going through, if we look through your resume, you've done a ton of things, and you've taken a ton of classes, ranging from all different things and all your sports. If you can think about, one club or activity or even sport that really transformed your 4 years here, what would you say that was?
Definitely the swim team. Like, I wouldn't be who I am without the swim team. Like, they're the best group of girls, and just like, it's a great community, and like no one's competing like against each other, which is different from like a lot of other sports like basketball, but like that's still a great community. But no one's competing against each other, and we do the most like out of like we do a ton of activities out of just from swimming. It's great.
At the Student of the Month breakfast, you mentioned that you had interest in civil engineering, which is great to have women go into the science fields, STEM fields. What interests you about civil engineering, and what excites you about it?
Well, civil engineering is essentially just urban planning, and you like design bridges and like buildings and stuff like that. And I think some classes like throughout high school definitely sparked my interest from it. Like obviously civil engineering, architectural drawing, and I knew I wanted to be an engineer from like around middle school, but like I didn't know what type. And I always was like fascinated about like little projects that we did with like building like, I don't know, like bridges and like stuff like that. I don't know. It was just quite interesting, and like I just knew I wanted to do it.
Great. You'll be great at it.
Yeah, jumping off that, I know also your love for travel is another reason this is intriguing to you. Do you see yourself settling down somewhere and working, or jumping around?
Well, for college, obviously, I'm going to start off doing that. And then I'd really like to travel. Like, that's going to be definitely something I want to do when I get older. And I feel like, obviously, there's cities everywhere. You can go everywhere you want with civil engineering. So I definitely see that in my future.
Have you settled on a school for next year, or are you deciding between a few?
Not yet. So currently, I'm like either going to UMass Amherst or NC State. And I'm really excited about that.
If you also, jump backing into your time here, if you could give a freshman advice or a freshman Charlotte advice as a senior as you're on your way out, what would you tell?
I would say just do everything. Like I said in my speech, like time goes by like so fast, and you don't know like what's gonna happen. Obviously, from like past years, we didn't even know what was gonna happen. And just doing everything guarantees that you'll have a good time. Like,
what is one memory that stands out? They say, "Hey, I was so happy I was part of this, and it made my high school experience so rewarding."
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back to like the swimming,
Yeah.
like the swim team. That was definitely so much fun. Like just everything we did, everyone was so nice. Everything about it was just the best. That definitely stood out.
Yeah, it definitely was a very talented team and
Yeah.
very cohesive, and that's,
Oh, yeah.
that's rare. That's great. Well, that's all the time we have.
All
believe it or
right.
not. So
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
On behalf of the Rotary Club, who sponsored this, we want to say congratulations. On behalf of the Chelmsford High administration, congratulations on being in Emerson House as one of the Students of the Month.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck. This concludes our latest edition of Lions Pride. I want to thank our deans for their thoughtful words and beautiful summaries of each recipient. I would also like to thank the Chelmsford Rotary Club for their unending support of this great program. Lastly, congratulations to all of this month's Students of the Month. On behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary and the deans, thank you for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you next time.